let's talk about your brain on music. First, we're going to start with how the brain receives sound. The left hemisphere of your brain is typically associated with the more logical and bookish functions of your brain. Interestingly, the left hemisphere of your brain controls the right side of your body and vice versa. The right hemisphere of our brain is responsible for more creative things, imagination, intuition, emotional responses. Now think about listening to a song, for example. The left side of the brain is going to have a completely different response to what you're listening to than the right side. One side is going to focus on the lyric and the melody, and the other side is going to focus on the sound and the language, the frequency, the pitch. The hippocampus is responsible for creating memory. This is where our memories of music go. So like if you have a very emotional attachment to a song, like the song reminds you of your ex, or the song reminds you of a family member, that is linked to the hippocampus. The emotional reaction to the music, or the memory, I guess, in this case, which is stored in the hippocampus, is mostly in the amygdala. And what connects both sides of the brain, so this emotional response on the right side and the left side with like the lyrics, that thing connecting them is called corpus callosum. This is so cool because the part of the brain that is responsible for emotional response, that gets fired up when you get emotional, is also connected to music. In other words, music is directly tied to our emotions, which I guess is not surprising, but interesting nonetheless. And if you're working on making music, obviously a huge goal is getting an emotional response or connection from the listener to what you're making. This is a reason that so many people, on an extreme level have such parasocial relationships to artists, because they connect to the music that they're making. Research has also shown that our brain feels anticipation when we first listen to a song. For example, it can figure out if a beat is steady or if a melody makes sense. It's proven that our brain really likes when a song surprises us with changes. One last stat is that music activates 100% of our brain. So it's literally using every single thing inside this weird thing that I don't really understand. I hope this was interesting.